Hey guys, welcome back to Getting Sticky with Ricky. I'm Ricky, again, or still, or something like that. I don't know. Welcome to my very first cooking video now. First video I posted was a tip video. Separated some egg yolks from egg whites because I need the egg yolks for one of the components in the ingredients and one of the components of the dessert that I'm going to be making today. If you don't know how to do that or you want to check it out, click the link below. Go back, give it a shot, take a watch, see how crazy I am for my first video. Today, I'm going to be making I'm going to be making, showing you, teaching you how to make deep fried rice pudding balls. Coated in a graham cracker crust and topped with a Vanilla Bourbon Creme Anglaise. And I'm actually going to be using, I'll get to that later. I'm jumping ahead. First thing we have to do is actually make the rice pudding. Not that you care. I came up with this idea about 10, 15, longer than 10 years ago when I was in culinary school. For a restaurant I was working at. Wanted to try something new for the restaurant. Looked online, couldn't find a recipe for anything. This idea that I had, nowhere. So, worked on it, figured it out. Now here we are, 15, 20 years later, and I'm finding recipes like this all over the internet. So, I'm a little late, but better late than pregnant, like what they say. Unless you want to get pregnant anyway. Sorry, I'm losing myself. I just want to warn you all, it could be a little bit offensive. I have no filter, I have no barrier. I don't mean to offend, I just think it's all good fun and humor. I love everybody. The whole world should love everybody, regardless of race, gender, religion, color of your skin. Did I say, I already said that already. Race, ethnicity, I said that already. Religion, did I say that? I don't know. Sexuality, anything, whatever. You be you, boo. You be you and do what you want. I do, and I don't care. And if people don't like it, tell them to kick rocks. So, anyway, let's get started. First thing we gotta do is make the rice pudding, because we gotta get that in the fridge to chill for at least 2 hours. I like to do it overnight, give it a good time to thicken up. So, I'm just gonna let you know what the ingredients we have here. Click the link, there'll be a website below somewhere as soon as I figure that out. You can click on it, that'll take you to another website where I have all the directions and ingredients so you can do it yourself at home. Or if you wanna watch me, we can do it step by step. So, I have a pot over here with a lid that doesn't match because I moved and I lost the lid, the top to this bottom. So it's better have too big of a top than too little of a top, because that little top will fall right in and you'll have a mess. Anyway, 2 cups of water, 2.5 cups of milk, cup of white rice, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, tablespoon of vanilla, and a tablespoon of nutmeg. I'm going to explain a couple things real quick right here, right now. For this recipe, all online, I found that people use arborio rice for rice that you can use for risotto. It's got more starch to it. I use white rice. I've always done this with white rice, so I'm sticking to it. So that might be why I added 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, because the white rice isn't as starchy as arborio. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. Arborio rice. So that's why I'm adding a little bit more cornstarch than what other recipes online call for. Another thing is, I'm using brown sugar. I don't know if you know the difference between brown sugar and white sugar. Brown sugar actually contains molasses. That's how they get it brown. So when it's cooking and it heats up, you're gonna get some liquid residual come from the brown sugar. So that's another why my cornstarch, because I really want that rice pudding to I really want that rice pudding to thicken up so we can shape them into nice little balls. You can cup. Nobody wants to have, if you don't have the thick enough consistency of the rice pudding, you're just gonna have lumpy balls, they're gonna droop, they're gonna melt, you're not gonna have good form. So that's why I want that. I add a tablespoon of vanilla because I really like the taste of vanilla, and I added the nutmeg into the rice pudding because I want a different layer. You're gonna have 3 different taste levels going on in this. You got the sauce, you got the crust, the outside of the rice pudding, and then you actually have the rice pudding. Excuse me, it's not Corona, I swear. So that's why I do that. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to turn our oven on, turn our stovetop on high. I have electric. I love gas, but currently the place that I'm renting has electric. It'll suffice. Anyway, turn that baby on high. Put your rice, your cup of rice in the water. Give it a stir. And then put that lid on, okay? And don't touch it. So that's gonna take about 15 minutes or until all the water is absorbed out of it. I just leave it on high. So to keep an eye on it, you don't want your rice to burn. As soon as that water has all been absorbed and evaporated, then we're gonna add our milk. And while our milk and our rice are cooking, then we'll make the rest of the components to this dish. Leave that lid on. Don't touch it. Don't be a creep. Don't peek at it. Let it do what it needs to do. 15 minutes or until the water is absorbed. Keep an eye on it continuously. While you're doing that, you can be cleaning up your kitchen a little bit or not. I'm not going to be cleaning up my kitchen. You should see this place. It's a train wreck, just like my life. So then we'll make the rest of the dish, and then we'll get that in the fridge, chilled, for us to make the creme anglaise. So let's get that rice cooking and cooked, and then we'll add our milk, and we'll move along here. Take the lid off your rice. Make sure all the water's been absorbed from your rice. You probably had a lot of like foaming and bubbling up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my 2.5 cups of milk into my rice. All right. I'm gonna lower that to like a simmer because I wanted to simmer for about a half an hour. What we're gonna do is now we can bother the rice. We can stir it all that we want. We don't want the rice to burn to the bottom of the pan. So we're just gonna give it a nice stir every once in a while that's cooking. All right, we want a creamy base, and I'll show you as it goes along what we're looking at here. All right, just gonna give this rice, make sure we're nice and stirred up, get everything off the bottom. I want to burn the rice. All right, now we're gonna make, I don't know, base, the liquids. We're gonna add the flavors. We're gonna add the flavors to the rice pudding and our binding agent. Did forget to mention that we're gonna need an egg. How did I get there? We're gonna need an egg for this recipe. All right. Now, I may be getting ahead of myself, but I'm just gonna spit it out there. This recipe is not gluten-free or vegan-friendly. 2 reasons. Where should I start? Oh, the egg. That might help. Egg and the milk in the rice pudding makes it not vegan-friendly. It's not going to be gluten-friendly because the breading that we use for it. And then the dessert is gluten-friendly but not vegan-friendly. I'm hoping to record a video in the next couple weeks here showing you how you can make this recipe gluten and vegan friendly. I have a gluten sensitivity. I don't get sick. I do get sick. I shouldn't though. I shouldn't eat the wheat, but I do. I can't help it. I love bread too much. I love bread too much. Yeah, so anything with flour in it, go for. So I can show you ways to make this a vegan or gluten-free friendly dish. So like I said, got our milk and our rice cooking over there. We're gonna make our little base. You're gonna get yourself a whisk and I almost said a straw, an egg, all right? Put the whole egg right in there, okay? So here's that. We're now gonna add our brown sugar, our cornstarch. Give a rubber, oh look, I have a rubber scraper. God, I was really planned for this one here, okay? I just wanna scrape out all the goods, get everything I can. Our vanilla. I love the way vanilla smells, oh my God. Now, you could, if you wanted to, if you wanna be all fancy and bougie, go get yourself some vanilla bean. Oh, here we go, and the nutmeg. Anyway, if you want to be fancy and bougie and get yourself a vanilla bean for this recipe, you can actually put it in with the rice while the milk is cooking and simmer that in there. A vanilla bean for one is like $11, $12. And you at home can't taste this. I mean, as much as I would love to spend $12 on one vanilla bean it's just not cost efficient, especially in a restaurant. Sorry. I got myself some pure vanilla extract here. Right here, I covered up the name because I don't know if I'm allowed to put the name on there on YouTube. I don't know how that works. So, I hope you can't see it. Oh my God, am I sweating? I'm sweating like a pig. God, it's so embarrassing. Anyway, take your whisk and just stir all the giblets up like that. Whisk it all together. A nice smooth consistency. And then we're just gonna leave that there while the rice cooks. And like I said, make sure you stir that. We want this at about 30 minutes. It's gonna take to get this. Really easy recipe to do. It's just, I don't wanna say time consuming, it's just a lot of waiting around, you know? Waiting for the rice to cook, waiting for the rice to chill. The creme anglaise literally takes no time to do. That's not true, it takes a little bit of time. But yeah, so that's about that. It's just sitting around. You could be doing stuff while everything's cooking, cleaning your dishes, you know, I don't know, watching another YouTube video on somebody else. Who knows? You can do whatever tickles your fancy, right? I also like to add salt to everything that I cook. Not a lot. I just feel like salt brings up the flavors. So I'm just gonna give a good little pinch there. And give it a whisk in. And that's where we're at. So 30 minutes, let's get the milk to cook into that rice, get a little thick creamy base. And then we'll move right along here. All right, so we're at the 10-minute mark with the rice pudding, with the egg mixture, with all the flavors in there. So this is how you know it's done. See how I pull it back? And it moves very slowly, like magma. Slowly. That shit's sticky. That shit's sticky. So, now what we're gonna do, my video recording skills are not the best. We shall learn from this experience today, I'm telling you. And yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that. But I think this is the video that you're gonna see, pretty sure. Anyway, so sheet tray. Take your rice pudding, and you're just gonna put it right on that sheet pan, just like that. Get all the goods. It's thick, see how it doesn't like immediately start pouring all over the paint, pouring. God, you think I was drinking or smoking or something. See how it doesn't all blob out? Turn that bridge off. That's how you know we're nice and thick. Spread it out on the pan, like so. And then we'll saran wrap this, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge. Now, I totally didn't buy saran wrap because I forgot. Just like I forgot to take the towel off my shoulder. Yeah, I totally forgot to buy saran wrap. So I'm just gonna put this right in the fridge for right now, like this, as is. And then when I'm done shooting all these videos, then I'll saran wrap it. Because I already have one sheet tray ready of rice pudding. And because we're gonna deep fry them balls, baby. So let's get this in the fridge, get the other one out, and we'll move right along here. All right, mofos. Well, we are in the home stretch now. We're almost to the end here. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Pulled out our rice pudding from the fridge that I made, the pre-batch. We're gonna form our balls and make the creme anglaise while the oil is cooking. I use a small saute pan instead of like a big sauce pot to deep fry the balls. Only reason being is I use less oil this way. I don't have to fill up a whole pot. It's more shallow. I can get a couple balls in there because of the amount that I have in there. Raises the oil level, and we get a nice cook as opposed to me wasting a whole bunch of oil. So I use corn oil because of the burning point of it, smoking point of it. Anyway, 0 grams of trans fat. I got that heated up at about a medium on the stovetop. All right, so on to the creme anglaise. We got 2 cups of milk, 6 egg yolks, 1/4 cup of sugar, and my favorite part, 3 tablespoons of bourbon. You can use any bourbon you like. Doesn't matter. Do you want to waste expensive bourbon on this? Probably not. I sort of did because I found a vanilla coffee bourbon that I just wanted to try, and it's like seriously sipping vanilla coffee, but bourbon. I can't. It's amazing. So I'm going to use that. I want to try that. Never tried it in this rice pudding in the creme anglaise before, so we're going to give that a shot. I'll let you know how it tastes. You can use, like I said, any bourbon you want, but that's what I'm going with today. All right. I'm putting my 2 cups of milk in the sauce pot, and I'm going to turn this baby on medium. We're going to get that to boiling. What we're going to do while that's boiling, we're going to take our sugar, our 6 egg yolks, all right. Get all the goods, all the giblets up in there, scramble all the dead baby chicks. Oh, I'm so sorry. Too soon. Oh, and of course, my favorite, pinch of salt. Okay. Whisk that together. You're gonna whisk the sugar and the eggs together until you get a pale yellow color. All right. What we're gonna do is, if you notice, I'm using a lot of metal bowls today. I have a plastic bowl. Reason being, metal bowl, we're gonna be tempering this hot milk mixture into our eggs. What tempering means, or how I'm gonna explain it to you is, you put cold eggs into something hot right away and they're gonna scramble. You're gonna have scrambled eggs. You don't want scrambled eggs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly, gradually, when this is up to hot, we're gonna gradually pour it into the egg yolk mixture, a little bit at a time, until almost all the milk is in the bowl with the eggs. We're gonna transfer that back to the pot and get that cooking and thick. And how we're going to do that is we are going to use just a little measuring cup, scoop it out, pour it in, whisk. You'll see when we get there. The bourbon, we're gonna later, after we add everything back to the pot, because I don't want to cook the bourbon off now, and I don't want the bourbon to screw up the eggs. So that's that. Then once the creme anglaise is done, we're gonna get these babies breaded and thrown in the fryer, and we'll have a dish completed, and I'll have my first YouTube recipe done. Finally, it only took, I've been saying I wanted to have my own cooking show, Getting Sticky with Ricky, for years. I've always wanted to be on Food Network. I don't think Food Network can handle me. I think I'm more of like a Logo. Is the Logo even a channel anymore? Or Bravo kind of cooking guy. Just because I have to, kind of have an image. Anyway, I'm gonna use an ice cream scoop to scoop our rice pudding balls into ball form. You can use your hand, you can weigh them out. When I was selling these, I guess you'd say, I did everything by weight. You can also buy a scoop from the store, like, an ice cream scoop. Problem with that, I find, is, in baking, baking is a science, cooking is an art. So with baking, you need to be correct, weights and measurements. This really isn't baking. This is more like cooking. But, sometimes you might add a little bit too much rice, or the rice might get a little bit more thicker than you thought it would get. Fluffier, I guess we'll say. So, got my little scoop, and we're just gonna roll these babies into nice, firm balls. Yeah, look at that. See, the cornstarch, glad I added that extra cornstarch. It's gonna feel weird at first. The rice pudding is gonna feel like it's thick, or, I don't know, plasticky or something like that, but just, get it warmed up, get it in your hands, mold it together. You will have no problem. You're gonna have the best looking balls on the block, I'm telling you. Now, if you want to be all funny and, you know, change the shape, or you want lopsided balls, go right ahead. I want round balls. I want nice balls that people can easily pop into their mouth. Everybody that tries my balls, love my balls. You know, they're fantastic. And I've seen a lot of cool variations on the internet of things that people have done with these since I first thought about them years ago. I'm not saying I came up with the idea. Trust me. Just the internet's come a long way. People have gotten on it, blah, blah, blah. I just know when I was looking for a recipe for deep fried rice pudding balls, I couldn't find deep fried rice pudding balls anywhere on the internet. I found some recipes for like deep fried arancini, which is like cheese and risotto. So that I did find. And that's basically how I got the, how do you say? How to properly compose this dish together, this dessert, basically together. So that's basically what I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna form these balls one at a time, get a nice consistency. Wow, some of these balls are, that one's tiny. These are slowly getting bigger. You don't want your balls too big. If you cook them too big, then you might burn the outside of your pudding before the inside has a chance to warm up and get delicious. So that's up to you. You know, just be warned that you might burn your crust. Yeah, these consistency right here is crazy right now. I'm just gonna get back on track with doing the right sizes. A test run, if you will. Even though this is it. We're hauling right along here. Keep an eye on that milk. Make sure that it is not gonna burn or curdle or anything like that. Yeah, so that's why I like to do these by weight. That way I know a good consistency that I'm getting here. Okay, let's just give my milk a stir. You could probably whisk the milk, but I'd use the whisk inside the eggs, and then if there's some egg left, when I go to whisk it into hot milk, I'm gonna have scrambled eggs, and that's all I've been wanting to avoid. Hear my computer going off back there? Yeah, it's fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed the first video so far. Let me know if there's something you want to see. Whole reason, what I like to do is I don't like to do anything unique, anything plain, simple. It's always got to be a scene. I'm a Leo. That's what we do. It's always got to be ooh and ah, and everything has to be like so happy, and that's just me. That's what we do. Leos are kings of our forest. King of the forest. If I were king of the forest, yeah, king of the forest, king of their pride or whatever. Yeah. Who knows? But it's all about a show with us Leos. I know all you other Leos can agree, right? It's all right. Just accept who you are. Things will get better. Or the sooner you're able to admit who you truly are, the faster you get to where you're going. So yeah, we're just gonna move right along here with shaping these balls. Surprised I haven't run out of any camera time yet. I'm glad I changed that camera over, that memory card over. All right. Oh, forgot to tell you. In the fridge, I have an ice bath. I put some water in a metal bowl with another bowl on top to get it cold, because we are going to have to pull, once we pull the creme anglaise off once it's cooked, we want to get it in into an ice bath and get that chilled, bring it down the temperature faster. Now, reason why I just put water in a bowl and no ice is because, funny story, I don't have ice trays here. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. I have a Brita filter in my fridge, so I use my Brita filter, so my water's already cold enough. So I was like, oh shoot, I don't have any ice trays. I have an ice tray at the other place I'm always at, but it's because there's no Brita filter there. But yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Just looking at my milk, starting to get a little bit of a smoke to it. Not smoke, but starting to smoke up a little bit. Let's just give it a stir. See how we're doing here. Yeah, there we go. Remember, you do want to bring it up to boiling, all right? And once we bring it up to boiling, we're gonna start slowly adding that into our mixture there. All right, keep touching my face. You know, like, don't touch your face, don't touch your face. Well, when you say don't touch your face, the first thing immediately your body wants to do is like, oh, I got an itch. It's like if you're cuddling at night with someone and you know, you're all in like the great position, you feel good and you tuck your arm in the right spot. And as soon as you notice, oh, my arm's locked there and the person I'm cuddling with is asleep, then all of a sudden your body starts itching. Oh my God, my nose itches. Oh my God, my head itches. And then you don't want to disturb that person, but your fidgeting can't help it. It's like, anyway, it's like that. Like, it's like, oh, don't think about this. You're automatically going to think about it. I forget what that's called. I'm not smart. I'm just pretty. So, well, I'm getting a lot of balls here. I'm going to be giving my balls to all my friends because all 2 of them. Because I have this batch, the pre-made batch that I made for this video shooting. Then I have the one that I did for today's filming. Because I wasn't happy with any of the videos that I recorded yesterday. I was in a bad place with them, so I'm gonna redo them. I decided to redo them. And then as soon as I redo them today, I realized, well, maybe yesterday's were better, but now I'm too far in, too far gone, too deep into it. Okay, so, gosh, how many balls do I get here? 4, 8, 12, 16. I'm looking at like maybe probably 24 balls. It's 2 dozen. Which isn't bad. It is not bad at all. So the crust that we're going to have on these, so the breading, I should say, is going to be graham cracker crust, or graham crackers that have been grinded out. Now you can either do one of 2 things. Go to the store, get yourself some graham crackers and grind them up yourself, which is surprisingly less cost efficient than buying graham crackers that have already been pre-ground. It's a great idea for the company because, you know, I'm sure the crackers break on the belt and all that jazz. So what a better way to like make their money back? But yeah, if you go into the grocery store and you look on the grocery tags, you see the sale price, you see the price on there, like to the right, it's like in big letters. Well, then if you look to the left, it says price per unit or price per pound or price per ounce or whatever the case may be. And if you look there, the lower that price is, the best deal you're getting. So you may go, like I noticed this, okay, here's another one. I went into the grocery store the other day. Now, here's an example. Went into the grocery store the other day. I was looking at like veggie puffs, all right? They were $2.99 each in the big bag, and I think it was, I forget the price of it, what the weighted ounce was. But then they also had the variety pack. Now but they were smaller, and it was like, I don't know, maybe it was $3.99 and the variety pack was $2.99. It was cheaper, but those packs were smaller, and the unit price of them was more expensive than if you just bought one big bag, even though the price was $3.99 for the big bag, $2.99 for the 3 smaller bags, but you're getting more for your buck. So that's what you want to really look at when you're in the grocery store shopping if you're concerned about money. I know everybody's like doing Peapod and food delivery services nowadays. I don't live my life like that. I can't. I mean, sometimes I cheat and I do an Uber Eats because I just don't feel like cooking, or I've been out all day, or whatever the case may be, working out or moving or trying to live my life. And I'm rambling. But yeah, so sometimes you just, you know, you do it. You do. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I don't know. Food. Oh, when you go to the grocery store, I like to go grocery shopping so I can pick out all my ingredients. That's what I was saying. And we got ourselves a little one here. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not even that. Oh no, that's good. Okay. So, sorry, just a pig. So I can't get rid of this. Very good. All right. So, it'll take me a little while. Is it chewy and starchy because of the cornstarch? But once you deep fry them, you're not gonna have that problem. And it's because it's cold. That too, with the cornstarch. All right. So, I'm gonna move these balls over for a second. That milk is almost done boiling. I'm gonna keep this a whisk right here. I got 2 towels to be ready, safe. I probably could have used a spoon to temper this in, but I feel like I get a better pour with the measuring cup. You'll see. I hope I'm recording, because I would be, yep, there's a number going down. I would have been so upset if I did all this and I wasn't recording. I probably would have just packed up shop and said, I'm done for the day. Again. All right. Yeah, so these are all food ideas that I've had that I really want to put on a food truck that I would love to eventually own for some reason. I always try to get out of the restaurant industry. Every time I left, I would go right back to it. Made a little career change. Probably one of the worst decisions of my life. I'm just gotta wait for this milk to boil a little bit. And then once that milk is boiled, bubbling, we'll start slowly adding that to the... Now, I'm actually gonna start now because I'm almost at that point. So, I just got my whisk right here. And we're gonna slowly add this. Now, like I was saying before about tempering, you wanna do it little by little because you want the temperatures to come up evenly and match what you're putting in the pot. You don't want your eggs to scramble. If you have scrambled eggs, I'm actually gonna switch hands. If you have scrambled eggs, then you have a problem. But what I like is that there's an easy fix to this if you scramble your eggs. All you gotta have is an immersion blender or a mixer. And then you just put it on heat, whisk the hell out of it, throw it back in a pan, and eventually you'll get a nice thick sauce. God, this is crazy. So we're probably gonna learn, speed this up a little bit. I know, it's so crazy. You're gonna watch all this. All right. So time consuming, but it's totally worth it. Trust me. All right. Now, you know what I think happened? I think I beat too much air into my eggs. And I scrambled those puppies. So, we're gonna see how this creme anglaise turns out. Okay, so let's see. We're almost there. What you could do to get this really fine is add it through a fine mesh, you know, cheesecloth or something, but I ain't doing all that today. All right, so there we go. Slowly, gradually stir that into your milk, warm milk mixture. Turn the heat down a little bit below medium, like a 4. And we're just gonna cook this until the creme anglaise gets thick and coats the back of the spoon. Now, I'm really hoping that I didn't screw that creme anglaise up. But if I did, it's good for you because you'll see how I can fix it. Yay! Oh, here's the bourbon. I forgot the bourbon. There you go. That's the best part. I literally turned my back for 1 minute and I definitely think I made scrambled eggs. See, that's what happens. Don't turn your back on creme anglaise. It'll just come right up and be chunk you. So what I'm gonna have to do now is I'm gonna put this in the ice bath. I'm gonna mix it together. It's just gonna delay me a little bit. Put this over here. Turn this on low. All right. So I'm going to, all right, watch and learn. All right. Sticky Ricky is now in a sticky situation where I scrambled my eggs. So how we're gonna fix this is we got my ice bath, the bowl. I got myself a little immersion blender. If you have an electric mixer, that works just as fine, just as well also. We're gonna pour our scrambled egg mixture. Just splattered it on my face. Yay. It tastes good. And then you don't want chunky glaze on your balls. Like you want it to be a nice, smooth consistency. So let's get all the goods out of there, all these chunks. All right, I'm gonna give this a quick wipe out because I don't want any chunks screwing up fixing this. All right, so it's right off here to here. Take your immersion blender and just put it on low, and you're gonna puree that right up. All right. All right, should be back to like a nice liquid consistency. All the chunks should be gone, in theory. All right, we're just gonna put this right. Oh God. See, I'm a mess. This is why I don't care. I'm showing you how much of a mess I am in the kitchen. It's okay that you are too. I just feel like I just had like a Scottish accent or something. Oh no. All right, pour that back in here. Get this rubber scraper. And we're just gonna keep an eye on it. And actually what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm literally just going to stir this. All right. And we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna stand here. Oh wait, I need this. I am gonna walk away for 2 seconds. And I'm gonna put this back in the freezer. We're on a time crunch, people. Time crunch. Shh. Oh man, that was my light. There goes my light. Fantastic. Let's see. I know. I'm showing you my back. Don't look at it. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm judged. I judge myself enough. I don't need y'all I need y'all fools judging me. Okay, so I could totally see the stuff in my sink. Let's move this a little bit. All right. You probably saw all the dishes in my sink. Oh well. We're just gonna keep stirring this creme anglaise slowly. We're not gonna whisk it. Don't whisk it. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna put air bubbles into it, and then you're gonna cook the eggs. So you're just gonna take your spoon and keep nicely stirring it, slightly folding. We're not really folding anything into it, you know. Just gonna, you'll see, it'll get thick. You want it to baste the back of the spoon. This should, in theory, only take 2 to 3 minutes to do. But, you know, when things don't always go planned in the kitchen, which is why I have no shame in posting these posting these videos, because I'm just going to show you how to get out of a jam. Nothing goes perfect in the kitchen. It never does. So keep that in mind when you go out to eat next time and you get pissed off at your cook, at the chef or line cook or waitress. It's not, life doesn't go to perfection like we all hope and anticipate it does. 2020 should be a perfect example of that for y'all. All right. So be kind to your restaurant workers and hospitality servers. Unless you go to my ex's restaurant, then you can totally bash the hell out of that place. I don't give a flying rat's ass. If you'd like to know where that is, feel free to put in a message in the comments, and I'll tell you. And you can go for all the little complaints you want about that place. Kidding. Okay. So we're looking good here. See that basting of the spoon? See that baste? It's not quite how I want it though. I want it a little thicker. The longer you keep it on the heat, the thicker it'll get. But like I said, you don't want to cook it too fast, see? So, screwed up something. How you might possibly, you might possibly screw something up at home by accident. It happens, and I just showed you a quick way to fix it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. If I didn't screw it up in the first place, I wouldn't have to help you. I really didn't help you, I helped myself. But if you scramble your eggs at home, it's okay. Immersion blender, electric beater, whatever. It'll take those, obliterate those little chunks, especially while it's hot, and it'll bring it back to water consistency. And then you just throw it back in this pot, and you get this baby thick and juicy. And then we'll put that in the fridge to chill. God. And you can do any flavor. You can add brown sugar to this if you wanted to, or sugar. I would wait till afterwards and fold it in, not while it's cooking. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of recipes out there. You go and see whatever one tickles your fancy. You could use one with half and half or creamer. I've actually done that in the past. And the reason why I avoid using cream and half in my food, even though it makes it like so delicious, it goes right through you. So I don't want my balls to go right through you. So we're just gonna we're using regular milk today. Like I said, half and half, and like a heavy whipping cream will get it a lot thicker. So it depends on how thick you like your ball sauce here. Okay. Yes, yes, baby. So. And after you refrigerate it, it will get thicker. I mean, it will thicken up when you get it chilled down. You hear that? You hear that? We're actually gonna do a close-up over here. So hopefully I won't burn it. Oh man, I turned the camera off again. All right, so this is what this sauce is supposed to look like. See that? See the thickness? See it? We don't got any chunks. We're good. We don't have any scrambled eggs, I mean. Isn't that beautiful? Now, that would be a reason why somebody would want to remove that glaze from the egg that you separated, because you want that creamy consistency. But like I said, the glaze, oh gosh, the glaze really doesn't affect it that much, but it's all psychological. All right. Well, this creme anglaise I think is perfect for me right now. So I'm just gonna give that 30 seconds over there while I grab my ice bath. I got my whisk. All right. And, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful sauce. Creme anglaise, very creamy. Do you want to see that? Look at that. See? Oh, Lord. Don't judge me. Okay. I love to, look at that. Okay, look at that. See that? I know. Not the best way to show it, but I don't care at this point because it turned out nice. So we're gonna pop this in here in the fridge that you can't see right now. God, who even knows if I have a fridge? I could be just putting stuff in a cooler. You'll never know. So now let's get our breading station set up so we can get these balls in the deep fryer. All right, last stop, all ready to go. Almost to the end. I have my balls all over here formed up. I have my flour. This is my breading station. Flour, eggs, graham crackers, crusts. Like graham crackers crumbled in the, see that? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Over here I have a cinnamon sugar blend that we're actually gonna put over top of the ball, breading after it's been deep fried. All right, so we got the creme anglaise in the fridge. We're gonna do, take a ball, we'll do one at a time, all right? We're gonna dredge it in flour just a little bit, okay? Cover it in flour. The reason why we're doing this is so the egg has something to adhere to better, all right? So, this is what does not make it gluten-friendly, by the way. Shake off the excess flour, okay? We're gonna dip it in our eggs, all right? Then we're gonna take our two little spoons here, and we're gonna use a slotted spoon in our non-dominant hand, and the one that's not slotted in our dominant hand, and roll that around so it is completely covered, all right? Put it back over the slotted spoon to drain, all right? Because we don't want it all these clumps getting in our cinnamon, in our graham cracker crust, and then we're just gonna dance that baby around. Dance it around, dance it around, all right? Now, we have our oil at medium high, or medium, I should say, all right? So, I got myself a paper towel and a plate ready. So when it comes out of the fryer, the oil can drain, okay? Then we're gonna coat it with the brown sugar, cinnamon brown sugar, and then we're gonna glaze our balls. So here we go, medium temperature. Watch this baby sizzle, ready? We're gonna let that go for a little bit. We got our slotted spoon here that we're actually gonna flip it over in just a few minutes. We're gonna look for the right coloration, okay? No person should have just one ball, so we don't want to be uniballed. So we're gonna use 2 balls, okay? Cook 2. Excess flour, shake it off. Put that baby in the egg. Get it all danced around with your spoons. Okay, make sure everything's coated. Drain the scrambled baby chicks. Put that in there. Toss that around. Oh, my balls stayed perfect shape. Okay. All right. Now, number 2. There we go. So we're gonna flip this, see what that looks like. All right, perfect. See that coloration? So we're just gonna flip that a little bit. Okay. Maybe a little bit too dark, just maybe. Depends on how golden brown you like them. So I'm just gonna let that sizzle there for a minute, let them cook. And then we're gonna coat them babies in cinnamon sugar and then top it with the glaze. And then we'll be done. Yes, yes. Let's give me some room here to do what I need to do. Okay, so let's give us a look. All right, so we are almost there in color. I'll flip that up or baby around, and there we go. Look at that nice even coloring. Okay, bring our plate over to our bowl. Let that drain. Oh my God, these look fantastic. We're gonna move this into the center a little bit. Now, give it a good dance around because the level of the oil went down a little bit because we had the bowl, first bowl in there, and it came up and lifted. So now, you know, we just want to make sure that's evenly cooked on the outside. Okay. We're almost there. Almost there. Oh, it smells so good. I can't wait. So while that's doing that real quick, we're going to get this glaze out of the fridge. Ooh. Okay. I know it's so loud. Well, you know what? I don't need to be fancy. We're not going to be fancy. We're just going to use a measuring cup. Okay, that should be done. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Drain the bowl. Drain it. Now, take the first one, toss that in cinnamon and sugar. Okay. One. Now, do we want to put our balls on top of the glaze, or do we want to put our glaze on top of the balls? You know what? We're gonna do fancy. Try to do fancy. All right. Balls. And there you go. So, oh, I should turn this. There we have it. There we have it. Look at those. Look at my balls. Aren't they beautiful? And they're so good. You really want to try this at home. So, I guess what we'll do is we'll get a reaction shot of me eating them now, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? These videos and everybody on the cooking shows, and then they go, oh, look, my food was so good. It was so delicious. So, just give it a shot, all right? Yo. I'm really not just saying this because I want you to, like, follow me. But these are really good. I'm not kidding. Don't look at my legs to eye. So, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to finish putting these balls in my mouth. If you decide you want to make these at home, I totally want to see your pictures. If you have problems with them making them at home, reach out to me, and I'll be glad to help you. Because you don't want to miss out on this. Hit subscribe to my channel, like it, follow it, whatever. So you can be kept up to date on new recipes that I have posted. Thanks for watching. You all have a blessed one.